Aloha, you got Steve Ricks here. I am the Chief Experience Officer at Imagine That, and catch me this week on The Jesse T Show.
Steve, welcome to The Jesse T Show, brother.
Dude, I've been looking forward to this for a long time now, right? I mean, and we've what did we meet, like 2 months ago?
Around there.
Yeah, but it feels like we've known each other for millennial.
We are definitely, our souls recognize each other.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah. So when you said, hey, come on the show, I've been like, when? And now here we are. Yeah, good.
We're just coming off a transcendent weekend for
it was
16
amazing.
Beautiful souls.
Just amazing.
It was so powerfully healing and touching and moving, and we are full of it.
Yeah.
I'm charged up.
Spilling over, right? And I think when you say something like that, part of your audience probably goes, wow, that's super exciting. Part of the audience says, what did you do this week? You know, like, the mystery of language sometimes confuses people, but the truth is you taught a whole bunch of people how to release by relaxing and by what I like to call playing. Now, you did a lot of deep play work because you got people experimenting with all sorts of different modalities that maybe they're not comfortable with, but the essence of real growth is always being curious and open to play.
Let's dive into it.
Yeah.
You have a way to play right here.
Yeah, I do, because I'm sure a lot of your listening audience is like me, which, or maybe like the way I used to be. I'm feeling my own shift around tactical, strategic energy, right? Like, we got to get all these tools and we got to be somewhere and go somewhere and do something and climb mountains of achievement, right? And all those things can be useful, but oftentimes what I've found is that if we don't check in with ourselves, kind of like you gave us a number of times this weekend, hey, let's check in with one word, right? That was a beautiful exercise, repeatedly. Yes. So this gives you, I think, about 52 different words, and a shout out to my buddy Brian Stinson who created this. Peak Values is what it's called. And what I'm going to ask you to do, because it won't take very long for you, for some people it takes longer because they lack clarity. But real quickly, what I'd like you to do is, each card has a word, has a definition, an image to kind of represent, and then some synonyms. Now, you may know this word is harmony to feel like something different, but go with their definition. Okay. Step one, you're going to create 3 piles. Okay. Pile number 1, that word doesn't really resonate with me right now. It's not who I am, it's not what I need, right? Pile number 2, maybe not, but pile number 3, I am rock solid. This word resonates with who I am now. Yes. Put those in those piles. Okay. Take you a couple minutes, and while you're doing it, I'll kind of just talk you through. And for our listening audience, generally speaking, when we think about who we are and what we're representing, we use words or pictures to kind of identify ourselves with certain things. And what Jesse's doing right now is identifying with these words or these pictures. And it's kind of fun because probably by design, many of these words are things that you and I would oftentimes be thinking about are super important to us. Yes. And for those of you watching, we've got 3 piles, the I identify with, the maybe not right now, but possibly, and the absolutely not. And Jesse is like a lot of people who there's not very much going in the absolutely not, because all these words, you know, they're the kinds of things we want to identify with. And it'll be fun to see where this goes, because this pile is a mountain, yeah, which is very common for people who do this exercise. And the value is twofold. We don't generally take our own mental inventory because we're so darn busy in life. And if we slow down long enough to see some of this, then we can actually be aware of how we're showing up. So notice the very thin pile of these words could or could not be useful, and notice the absent pile of none, right? Now, just as when I was first introduced to this, Jesse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Jesse, you have the record for the most in the pile.
I don't know if it's good or bad, I'll take it.
So there's a lot of things going on in your head that you resonate with, right? So just as an example, today I did this with one of your co-creators and co-facilitators, Lane, and he had 18 words.
Wow.
Yeah, right? So there's a sharpness about what he's feeling about himself.
Dialed in where I'm all over.
Well, a little bit, right? Which is, again, not good or bad, but just something to look at.
Sure.
So now what I want you to do is I want you to go through again and say, and we're going to tighten the question.
Yeah.
These are the words that just resonate with me right now.
Yeah.
I want you to
right now.
and I think you're going to see you can go through it even quicker, and that you're going to end up with less, right? And there's a lot of ways to kind of play with this exercise, alter it a little bit, but the premise is getting dialed in, because when we're dialed in, what we understand about neuroscience is the brain is quite exacting. Like, the brain doesn't have a margin of error on how it replicates cells, generally speaking. The brain doesn't have a margin of error on heartbeats or on neurotic signals. And so the more precise we become in consciousness, the more precise we become in how we show up for everything we're doing and how we're aware of how other people are showing up. And it's really very useful.